Hello, hello, my love. I hope this finds you doing so well. I am excited to share with you that we're going to try something new out here on the podcast, here on Feminist Wellness. On Tuesdays, we will be doing a new segment called the Tenderoni Hotline. I'm so excited. So it's questions and answers to common questions that y'all have sent in, and I'll be pulling from anchored groups from the Somatic studio and other programs, common questions, exciting questions, fun questions about the nervous system, somatics, health, wellness, and I'm going to be doing some coaching. So if you have a coaching question or a general question you'd like me to answer on a Tuesday, send it in to podcast@Beatriz, Beatriz, albina.com, and I will be answering them every Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. If y'all are downloading them, if you're sending in emails, it seems to be going well, we'll keep it going. If not, we won't. Easy peasy, right? So I'm excited to get this started. I've got some really good questions on deck. Please do send yours on in and let me know if you enjoy this new segment. Here we go. When someone asks what I need in a relationship, at work, even something simple like, what do you want for dinner? My mind goes blank. I've heard you talk about this on several occasions, but I still feel embarrassed and frozen. Why can't I answer? Okay, so one of the most common reasons that I find is because somewhere along the way, needing or having an opinion or being seen and perceived was dangerous. And when I say dangerous or unsafe, I don't necessarily mean like in terms of physical violence. What I often mean is emotionally unseen, right? So if asking or having a preference or making a decision meant being ignored or punished or told you were wrong or told you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know what's good for you. I know you want that. This is an example I've talked about where when I was a kid, this just feels emblematic. I really wanted this blue sweatshirt, but my dad was really insistent that the green was like the right choice. And so I went with his decision and then I hated it. I never wore it, but I felt really guilty about it because they had spent money on it. And, there must have been something wrong with me because I didn't agree with his opinion, which meant that I didn't have the right opinion, right? I was mistaken. And so my what was I, 10 or 12-year-old brain took that to mean that there was something, it was just more validation that there was something wrong with me because I didn't agree with him about what the right color was. And it's such a banal, throwaway sort of example, but these are the examples of in our childhood, I want a hamburger for dinner. No, honey, really, having a salad is the better choice for you. Or you don't know what color sweatshirt you want, or you don't know what's right. You don't know what you need. Your capacity to make decisions isn't good enough. Or you're ignored, or you're punished, or don't be demanding. Come on, why do we always have to do what you want, right? Something negative or negating happened. Well, your brilliant, amazing, incredible body likely decided it was safer not to know what you needed at all and to defer to others. Because remember, in emotional outsourcing, what they think about us, their validation, their opinion, their experience, their preference, their thoughts about us is always the most important thing, right? And so, I don't know. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I need. What do you want? I defer, right? And so that sort of blankness, that I don't know what I want for dinner, can feel like a nothingness or a numbness. But what it usually is your dorsal system wrapping you up in cotton wool. It's your body's quiet way of saying, let's not risk this right now. Let's just not have an opinion. Because, it makes kid sense, right? Because you are a taller toddler, right? The kid brain is if I don't have an opinion, then no one can tell me I'm wrong. No one can ignore me. No one can negate me. No one's going to push back against, I don't know, whatever you prefer, right? The risk in our child brain, the risk just dissipates. But the problem is, right, it's not that you don't have needs. It's that you learned to hide them even from yourself. So how do we step out of this? Well, as with everything in my world, kitten steps, which are the tiniest possible steps. We take only kitten-sized steps. Baby steps are way too big. I'm not having it. I'm not interested. And so we start small, not with, what do I need in this relationship? Because, oh my God, come on, way too big a question. But with, What temperature feels good on my skin right now? Do you want to put on a sweatshirt, or are you putting one on because everyone else is? What temperature do you want the car or the room? Do you want a cup of tea, sweet body? Right? Those are real needs too. So start with asking yourself tiny little questions about temperature, texture, time of day, touch. These micro choices and micro moments of reconnecting to self rebuild interoception, which is your sense of inner knowing that often goes away when we spend a lifetime deferring, right? This is why one of the first things we do in all of my programs is really focus on reestablishing connection with our biological impulses. So those are needs to eat, needs to pee, on the verge of ate too much, right? So like not overeating, but not under eating, peeing when you need to, going for a walk when you need to, going outside, taking a nap, peeing when you need to. I've said it 60 times because we don't do it, right? We have that interoception, that internal knowing of our biological impulses. We've just been trained and schooled to not pay attention to them. And so learning to listen back into self reconnects us with our inner knowing in this way that builds our capacity to say, I would like XYZ, thank you very much. I also want us to start with remembering you don't need to answer every question about your needs quite yet. You can simply say, I'm noticing that I don't really know right now. Let me come back to it, right? Because that's also a need to say, I'm tuning in. I need time. I need space. I need safety to check in. So practice those phrases, right? I'm not sure what I want for dinner. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Wash your hands. Feel the temperature of the water. Maybe splash some water on your face. Listen into your body. And that's also a really beautiful way to start because you're letting your body know that it matters, that the information you're getting from your body really matters. So start small, kitten step, and work up from there. So our next question, even when I know I don't want to do something, I feel awful for saying no. Sometimes I just say yes to make the guilt stop. Please help. Okay. So I have found in my work that what we interpret as guilt is often grief in disguise. So grief for the times that saying no cost you something, or for all the times you didn't get to have a no at all and you did what we do in emotional outsourcing. You went along to get along, right? And so your nervous system in that moment doesn't distinguish between the old memory and the current moment. It just recognizes that familiar shape of loss, that experience of loss. And maybe part of it is that your body still equates other people's comfort with your safety because that's been true in the past, right? Patriarchy trains women to believe that our goodness, our belonging lives in the ease of others. So when you say no, your body interprets their possible disappointment as danger, especially because, again, it often has been in the past. So my advice is you don't have to rush past the guilt. You can honor it. You can notice, this is my body remembering. Try pairing your no with something grounding. An exhale, orienting your nervous system, feeling your feet on the ground, your seat in the chair, maybe hand on your heart, right? That gesture can help your body to understand that you can be both kind and boundaried, and that love doesn't need to vanish when you honor yourself. We also get to remember the entire context of our upbringing. So often, so many of us were trained up, don't be selfish, don't put yourself first, honor thy mother and father. And so saying no is coded with this story that we are wrong and bad as people, especially as women, but like for so many of us as humans overall, that's the story. You having an opinion in general, and especially one that goes against someone else's desire, someone else's want, someone else's need, is coded as meaning there's something wrong with your very existence. And so that's where we need to do the really deep identity work that we do in Anchored, the really deep identity work, authenticity work of stepping back into, really actually writing a whole new story about who you are and what makes you valuable in the world. And let me tell you what, doesn't have anything to do with who you keep happy with you, because that's really just a false narrative that we're taught, especially in the patriarchy, as a way to keep us down, as a way to keep us small and to keep us doing things we don't want to do to keep others happy. So it's a complex moment, that moment where, yeah, you totally want to say no, but this really vocal voice inside you from decades of training says like, good girls say yes, right? Good girls go with the flow. Good girls don't cause a ruckus. Good girls don't bother people, don't upset people, don't make other people have feelings, right? Because that's kind of what's coded in there too. Good girls just move with it. And so my friend Sarah Fisk uses the phrase ex good girl. And that is my goal for all of us, that we become ex good girls and really step into our power and our authenticity to move with the no that's in our body, but we got to kitten step towards it. So the kitten step is to say no to the tiniest things and in situations where it doesn't matter at all, so that your nervous system can experience you saying no and not like dying or exploding. So, do you want cream in your coffee? No, I do not. Instead of nah, or like, no, I'm good. Like taking a moment to pause, I'm going to experience myself saying no, and it's going to be safe and I'm going to be okay. And it doesn't mean anything about me, but like practice in a time where it doesn't really mean anything about you, so that, hey, do you want to host Thanksgiving for my family and my extended family? Do you want 40 people that you're not related to descending on your house at a stressful time of year for you? That no becomes way easier when you've practiced the micro no's and when those are grounded in your body. Great question. I will do like a whole podcast on this, on how to practice saying no, because it's one of the most important skills we need to reclaim. Thank you so much for listening, my love. So much fun to enjoy those questions and answers, right? If there's something you want my answer to or want to get coached on by moi, send it in to podcast@beatricealbina.com and we'll put you on the list. Cannot wait to have your questions to answer. All right, my beauty. Thank you for joining me. Let's do what we do. Gentle hand on your heart should you feel so moved. And remember, you are safe. You are held. You are loved. Take care, my darling. Mwah. I'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao.